everyone, my name is Bilikis. You're welcome to a new lesson. I'm excited, yeah. Today's tutorial is a special request on how to make a ruffle sleeve with this cloudy effect. Remember from our last class we made a skirt with the same cloudy ruffles. So today I'm going to be making the sleeve with this same cloudy ruffles. And trust me, it is very, very easy to make because by the end of this class you should be able to make yours without any stress. Here I already have a basic sleeve, as you can see that, then the tool in which I will use to make the ruffles. And trust me, it is very, very easy. If you are new, you're welcome to this channel, and make sure you subscribe because you don't want to miss out on any of our tutorial. Tap on the notification bell. It helps you get a notification each time we put up a video. Then about our special sewing class, it was wonderful, and those who attended could testify to that. And now another batch is happening very soon on the 30th of September. If you don't want to miss that opportunity, the contact number will be in the description box below and also in the comment section. That will be the first comment you will see because it will be pinned. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Bilikis Signatures, on Facebook, Sewing Innovations. We'll be waiting for you there. Now let's get to our basic ruffle sleeve. I have my basic sleeve. Then I have series of two hold towels. Can you see that? So it depends on the volume and for how many sleeve you are making it for. Here I'm just working with one basic sleeve. Then for this, I just made the width of this, I think 2 inches. So let me check. Can you see that? So I have 2 inches. So that was actually smaller than that of the skirts. For the skirt, I think I used 3 inches in height. So it depends on what you want to do. But since this is not my size, and then even for my size, 2 inches is quite okay to achieve that fullness. So here I have 2 inches and then long strip of fabric. So the first thing I'm going to do now is to gather all these cutout strips into this. I'm going to have to gather it up this way. I'm going to show you how to do that, though I did that in our last class, but I'm still going to show you how to do that because this is what we have to sew on the basic sleeve all through. So I'm going to get to my sewing machine now with all these newly cut out strips. I'm going to get to work. So what I'll do now is this. I'll take one of these strips, put it under the foot, but make sure you are using the longest stitch and make sure the tension is very, very loose so as to help you in gathering it. And let's do this. Hope you can see that. Looking at it with the darker shade of the thread, you will see it's in the middle. I'm sewing on the middle of the width of the tool, so because we are going to sew that on the main sleeve. So just take note of that. So I'm going to keep going. This is full enough, but if you want it fuller you could always draw your thread, but I think this is just okay. Then I'm going to keep gathering it up. I'm almost at the end now. So since I'm almost at the end, what I'm going to do now is to just take another strip, because instead of joining it one by one, that will take a lot of time. So just place it like 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch on each other. Can you see that? Then I'll keep gathering. Can you see that? So it's just comes out. So looking at it, can you see that? You can't even see it where I overlapped it. Then I keep gathering up. After gathering it up, this is what I would have. So I have quite a few here. So what I'll do now is this. Before you start sewing this, you must note your seam allowance. For instance, I left 1/2 inch seam allowance here. So note that. Then before starting it, you must have hemmed the lower part of your sleeve. The next thing now is this. I'm now going to start from here. You have to determine, so like 1/4 inch above the hem of the sleeve. So you are going to measure that. That's where we are going to place the first one. So you could now start placing it at 1/2 inch interval, 1/4 inch, 1 inch. It depends on the volume of tulle you have available. Now this is where I want the first one to be. Now I'm going to place it this way. This is the end, starting from after the seam allowance. I'm going to place it this way and then sew exactly on the middle, like where we gather it up. So with this contrasting shade, you will see it very well. Can you see that? Then I'm going to sew it on it all down. This is full enough, but if you still want it to be full, then you could just draw it. Can you see that? Till it's full, but I'm quite okay with this. Now let's move to the sewing machine. Now I'm going to start sewing. So you have to place it very close this way, then place it under the. Make sure you use a matching thread, please. And your needle in it, then you take your time to spread it up. Then I will have to backstitch to lock it down. Let me see the way I'm going about that. Gently. Be careful so that the tulle will not go over. This is what I have. Can you see that? The next thing now is to sew another line. So what I will do now is either 1/4 inch away from here. You just have to pull it this way. Then maybe 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch. It depends on you. It depends on how full you want it to be. So let me just make some quick lines. So can you see what I did? So you just keep sewing on this line. So since I have excess here, what I can just do is this. You can either cut it then start again, or better still just take the tulle this way, then fold it over and start from the next line. Can you see that? So when you pull this outside, can you see that? Then I'm going to place it this way. Make sure you sew in the middle. Can you see? So when this is exhausted, I'm going to join this to it, and I'm going to keep sewing it all through. You can see how cloudy it looks already. So I haven't curved the tulle now. Can you see? I curved it. So I'm going to place this midpoint on the next line. Then I'm going to start sewing it up. Just take your time while doing this. Now first my needle to get the middle before the foot. Now I'm going to keep opening up the tulle as I go. Make sure you take your time. Keep adjusting it as you go on the next line. Now I've exhausted that, then I'm going to take another one. Can you see that? Then just place it about 1/4 inch to that. I will have to lift this foot. My needle is inside. Then place it back. Then take your time and keep sewing it up. Make sure you keep adjusting the tulle. I've done about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've done about 6 lines now, and you can see what it looks like. So beautiful. If you don't want it full, you could just do like half of this. It depends on you, but I still have more to go. So at least with this, you could understand how to make this cloudy ruffle sleeve. You can see it's so beautiful. I made use of soft net here, like the one I used for the skirt. That's like a little bit, that's let's say medium. That's medium. So you just use your hand to adjust it, and that is it. Can you see that? So I have more to go. I'm just going to keep sewing it all up, and don't forget to leave your seam allowance here. Remember, we left that of this, so you make sure you leave your 1/2 inch seam allowance, which you will use to attach to your dress or your top, whatever you are making. Make sure you use your hand to adjust it, so you can just sew it to the edge. Now if you want to close it up, remember we left 1/2 inch by the side here to join it up, so just sew it by the side. And that is it on how to make this cloudy ruffle sleeve. You can see it is pretty easy to make, though it might be time consuming, but it is actually worth all the stress. If my tutorial on how to make this has been helpful, please give me a giant thumbs up. I remain your girl Bilikis.